everyone, this is Yana Smakula here at Spellbinders, and thank you for joining me today. In this video, I'll show you how to create an elegant Christmas card featuring several dies from the Rouge Royal collection from Stacey Karen for Spellbinders. I'm going to be using fabulous fretwork and Royal flourish, along with the opulent flourish accent dies. And I'll also use 6x6 Knitting Basics A and B dies to create base layers for my card. Let's get started. I'm going to begin by die cutting 2 layers for my card, and I'm using the largest dies from both A and B 6x6 Knitting Basics sets. I'm cutting one out of kraft cardstock, this is the larger one, and another one out of this beautiful pattern paper. You can also emboss these, but I decided not to add any embossing to these panels. I'm also going to die cut a smaller square out of fun foam, and I'll use this foam layer to adhere the 2 panels onto the card base and to add dimension. Next, I'm going to use the largest die from the Royal Flourish set, and we'll die cut it twice. First time out of kraft cardstock, and the second time out of silver. I will layer the kraft one over the silver one, and will offset it slightly to help the kraft die cut stand out on the background better. I also embossed the top die cut, the kraft one, to add detail. There's no need to emboss the bottom one, as it will be covered by the top one for the most part. I also really like the little banner from the Opulent Oval Accents set, and I'm going to cut it and also emboss it, and I'm using kraft cardstock again. This banner is great for sentiments. I, however, am only going to use it as a decorative element on my card. One last element I'll need to die cut for this project is a border, and for this I'm using silver cardstock. I'm cutting and also embossing it in my Platinum 6 die cutting and embossing machine. Now that we have all the bits and pieces die cut, we can start putting the card together. First, I'm going to adhere the square patterned paper panel onto the kraft one. I've already heat embossed a sentiment, and I went with a simple Merry and Bright sentiment and heat embossed it in silver embossing powder onto vellum. I'm going to trim this into a banner and will fold it over the top of my square panels and will adhere it from the back. I'm also using a clear glue dot to adhere the other end onto my panels. Next, I'm adhering the kraft die cut onto the silver one, and I'm offsetting the top one so that some of that silver is showing through. I really like this effect. I'm going to use foam adhesive and will foam mount it onto the panel. Next, I want to add some ribbon to this project, so I'm going to thread this beautiful light blue ribbon through the border die cut. First, I need to trim the end off so that it is symmetrical. And now I can go ahead and add my ribbon. I think it looks very beautiful like this. Going to go ahead and add some double-sided tape, and we'll adhere this onto the panel, and we'll wrap the ends of the ribbon around the panels, and we'll tape them from the back. Lastly, I can go ahead and foam mount the little kraft die cut banner. I'm also adding a silver snowflake charm and a small bow. Now I can use that fun foam to adhere my panel onto a card base. I had to make a custom card size for this card because it is so big. This one measures 4¼ inches square. Here's a closer look at this Christmas card created using Rouge Royal collection by Stacey Karen for Spellbinders. If you're looking for a list of supplies to create this card, you can find it in the video description below and also on my blog. Here are a few additional videos on my channel featuring Spellbinders dies. Feel free to check them out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!